This is Justice Society of Superheroes, and in this one we have got Captain Marbles, the real one, Biffy Baston, and he is fighting a bunch of evil shadows. And Stargirl, she is there as well. This is another issue of John Jeffries' run. I'm not the biggest fan of his, but there is some alright stuff in this one. A lot of this issue is spent with the two characters from the front cover, building up a friendship and a kinship between them. What has happened is, everything has gone dark. Shadows and that, they have like taken over. And I didn't really like the reason why, or the character they have dragged through the mud to make into a pseudo-villain for this story. The other part of this issue is exploring Dr. Fates. Here he is in like an afterlife with all the other Dr. Fates characters. And it's like they're having an intervention and they're giving them a pep talk. They're all there, like there's 90s Dr. Fates. Remember, edgy, extreme 90s Dr. Fates? Well, he's there as well. Then, meanwhile, Captain Marbles, the real one, Biffy Baston, and Stargirl, and Starman as well. They're fighting against all these shadows, and I think this comic is actually where they came up with the term shadowboxing, because here they are fighting against the shadows. They're like boxing the shadows. So shadowboxing, that's where that comes from. A little bit of a lesson for you, some education. And Stargirl, there's a whole kind of will they, won't they thing going on between her and Captain Marbles, the real one, Biffy Baston. As for the other stuff, the stuff with Dr. Fates, it's alright. It is refreshing to see these are Dr. Fates characters again and see them all together. It's mostly respectful. The only one who is maybe treated as a bit of a joke is the 90s version, but I'm okay with that because he is a bit of a joke. Maybe I should review one of his comics, by which I mean I will never ever get around to it. So they're all encouraging Dr. Fates and inspiring him. And these two separate story strands, these two plot lines, they have nothing linking them. They never intersect. There's not like even a broad theme shared or some sort of motif. They are just happening at the same time, really. And here they do a kiss, and this is a bit dodgy, because you are looking at two underage children engaging in sexual contact. So I'm going to report you and anyone else who watches this video to the FBI, because you are just like that Jerry Jones, aren't you? Except I bet Martin Quaid, he won't spring to your defence. He'll just keep calling you a white supremacist, even when everyone else is busy calling you a nonce. I didn't have a tremendous amount to say about this issue. A lot of it is building characters up or setting up relationships and dynamics. I would recommend it if you like Dr. Fates. You might like this stuff with him. If you like Captain Marbles, the real one, Biffy Baston, you might like the stuff with him. Stargirl as well. But what I didn't like is that one of the villains is Obsidian Man. He is one of my favourite characters. Definitely my favourite from the Justice Society of Superheroes. And not only does he rarely appear nowadays, but this is the kind of standard of appearance he gets. Him being like the third major villain in a story arc. Oh, no, scratch that. The fourth major villain. And I didn't really like this story arc because of what it does to Obsidian Man. The other stuff is decent. Mind you, I didn't really like Captain Marbles, the real one, Biffy Baston. being part of the Justice Society of Superheroes. I prefer him either being on the Justice League or off doing his own thing. I'll be fair though and give this comic a 7 thumbs up.